First reading. A reading from the book of Galatians chapter 2 verses 1 onwards. Brethren, after 14 years I went up again to Jerusalem with Barnabas, taking Titus along with me. I went up because of a revelation and said before them the gospel that I proclaim among the Gentiles, in order to make sure I was not running or had not run in vain. On the contrary, when they saw that I had been entrusted with the gospel to the uncircumcised, just as Peter had been entrusted with the gospel to the circumcised, and when James and Cephas and John, who seemed to be pillars, perceived the grace that was given to me, they gave the right hand of fellowship to Barnabas and me, that we should go to the Gentiles and they to the circumcised. Only they asked us to remember the poor, the very thing I was eager to do. But when Cephas came to Antioch, I opposed him to his face, because he stood condemned. For before certain men came from James, he was eating with the Gentiles. But when they came, he drew back and separated himself, fearing the circumcision party. And the rest of the Jews acted hypocritically along with him, so that even Barnabas was led astray by their hypocrisy. But when I saw that their conduct was not in step with the truth of the gospel, I said to Cephas before them all, if you, though a Jew, live like a Gentile and not like a Jew, how can you force the Gentiles to live like Jews? Second reading. A reading from the Gospel of Luke chapter 11 verses 1 onwards. Jesus was praying in a certain place, and when he finished, one of his disciples said to him, Lord, teach us to pray, as John taught his disciples. And he said to them, when you pray, say, Father, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come. Give us each day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins, for we ourselves forgive everyone who is indebted to us, and lead us not into temptation. This is the word of the Lord. Prayer is the oxygen to our life of faith, says Pope Francis. Jesus used to spend quality time with his Father in solitude. His involvement with the people was based on his time of withdrawal to be with his Father. His work of healing and preaching was a spontaneous outcome of his deep moments of intense prayer to his Abba in heaven. He could easily strike a balance between involvement and withdrawal. He did not need any external force to motivate him to go for his personal encounter with the Father. It had become his conviction. This is seen in his spontaneous outbursts of prayers outside formal prayer times. Do we long for a time for prayer? Are we growing in intimacy with the Lord?